What's up guys, William James here, and in this quick video I want to talk to you guys about 3 scams that you need to be aware of. These are bad ones. So if you're new to the channel, again, my name is William James. I do videos for network marketers, affiliate marketers, coaches, consultants, online entrepreneurs, people who want to start and grow home-based businesses. I specialize in free organic Facebook marketing strategies. I have a whole group where I teach all the ins and outs of the Facebook algorithm and how to master it. If you're not in the group, there'll be a link below this video where you can join the group. And of course, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and please consider subscribing to the channel. So with that out of the way, guys, let's dive right in. The 3 scams that you need to be aware of right now on the internet. And if you stay tuned until the end, I'm going to tell you about the one thing that is not a scam, even though it might seem too good to be true. I know it is true. So stay tuned to the end in case any of these types of scams have tempted you in the past with their too good to be true claims. Beware of these scams, but there is one thing that you should jump on right away. So the 3 scams that I'm talking about, first of all, I should preface this by saying, you know, in the kind of network marketing home business space, it's very popular to sort of deny the existence of scams and to say that, you know, oh, like corporate America is the real pyramid scheme because there's the CEO at the top and everyone else is underneath him and stuff like that, and sort of play light of the whole pyramid scheme objection. But the reality, guys, is that pyramid schemes and Ponzi schemes and cash gifting schemes, which are the 3 types of scams that I want to talk about, they're all over the place. This industry is full of them, and I want to teach you about how to recognize them and how to avoid them. So there's a number of these going around recently that are very, very popular. And I know a lot of people who are in them. And it makes me very uncomfortable because I know what's going to happen to these companies. Guys, I've been doing this for 10 plus years. And I've seen every single one of these, you know, big scammy companies that blow up, get really popular, and then disappear. So it's worth noting, by the way, that a company being a scam, does not mean that people won't make any money. That's not what it means. If you don't make any money with a company, it's not because the company was a scam. And likewise, just because people are making a lot of money doesn't mean that the company isn't a scam. In fact, with a lot of these schemes, they're characterized by very rapid growth and people making a lot of money very quickly, and then what happens is they fall apart. So the classic, let's talk about the pyramid scheme one, and how to recognize pyramid schemes and how they differ from Ponzi schemes and cash gifting schemes. So pyramid schemes are so called because they have a pyramid-shaped compensation structure. Now, there's nothing wrong with pyramid-shaped compensation structures. There are lots of MLM companies that are perfectly legal and are not pyramid schemes. But what differentiates a pyramid scheme from an MLM is whether or not there are retail products. In other words, whether or not the company is selling products that people are actually buying and selling without participating as an affiliate. So in other words, it is what makes a pyramid scheme illegal is that it is illegal to only be compensated for recruiting other people. That's what makes it illegal. So if you run into one of these companies, it seems great, and you're looking at it, and there's no product that anyone is buying except, you know, to become an affiliate. Like, you know, if there's no product at all, if it's just, you know, you pay $10 and then you recruit 3 other people and they pay $10, but there's no actual product, run away. Yeah. That's also very similar with cash gifting schemes. Okay, so there's a lot of legalese and frankly quite a gray area between legal MLMs and illegal pyramid schemes. This is the most difficult one to distinguish. I believe there's some rule about how only something like 3/4 of the product sales have to be going to people who are not affiliates for the company, something like that. So you want to be very careful, essentially, to make sure that the company that you are looking at has a real product that people actually want and are buying, and they're not just placing orders of the product so that they can participate in the affiliate program. That's getting kind of sketchy, right? And especially if there is no product at all, that's definitely illegal. Which brings me to the next one, which is cash gifting schemes. Cash gifting schemes are basically online versions of a chain letter. You know, with a chain letter, you have something, a letter that says, again, like, put $20 in this envelope and mail it to the top 3 people on this list, and then the names will change and they'll all send you, and then you mail it to 50 people and they'll all send you $20, and right, that kind of thing, where there's no actual product or service or anything. It's just people giving each other money. Now, I see a lot of these types of programs popping up online, and they call themselves crowdfunding platforms. The idea of crowdfunding, it comes from companies like Kickstarter, where you're raising money for a cause. That is not the same thing as a cash gifting program. Okay, so any type of make money offer that's calling itself a crowdfunding platform, and essentially you are paying people and then turning around and asking other people to pay you for no product, that is illegal. Okay, there's a number of popular ones going around. There's one that's very popular at the moment called Forsage. The SEC in the Philippines recently put out a warning. The SEC is a Securities and Exchange Commission in the Philippines, put out a warning about Forsage and a couple of other companies, and you can face 20 years in prison for promoting it. Okay, right now a lot of big leaders are promoting this and making an enormous amount of money, but it is very illegal. Okay, the SEC in the Philippines would not be putting out warnings about it if it weren't illegal. Now, obviously, it takes time for the SECs in different countries to catch up with these things. That's why they exist. But I guarantee you, eventually, these companies get busted and they fall apart. Okay. Now, that brings me to the third type of scam, which is the Ponzi scheme. Now, the way Ponzi schemes work is it's typically an investment. It's presented as an investment opportunity where there is a guaranteed return. So anytime that I see a program that says, you invest this much money and you're going to be guaranteed, a 1% return per day, I run away. I don't trust things like that. There's a lot of them in the crypto space, because what's actually happening in a classic Ponzi scheme is Bernie Madoff is the most famous example of somebody running a Ponzi scheme. And basically what he did is he posed as an investment advisor, and he got all these rich people to invest millions and millions of dollars with him. And he said that he was, he had some amazing trading strategy, and he started paying out all of these dividends that were supposedly coming from the stock market and his amazing investment skills. But actually he was paying them just off of the money that new investors were contributing. So that's how a Ponzi scheme works, is that the investors are paid through the investments of new people coming in, not actually through any type of trading or investment or any type of actual activity. So these are very popular in the cryptocurrency and forex markets these days, where there's companies that tell you that they have some amazing algorithm that can trade the markets and generate this very, very, enormous return on your investment without you doing any work. And there's all these testimonials of people who come in and I put in $1,000 and I'm making so much money and it's changing my life. And yes, people are making enormous amounts of money. The problem with those is that they only last for so long until the recruitment starts to slow down. Right? What happens is they blow up at first, and then they kind of run out of people. The number of people joining starts to decline, and as soon as the number of people joining starts to decline, the company can no longer pay out these returns. And so what they end up doing is they typically will just close down the website, take everybody's money, and run. I've seen this happen. It's happened to me twice back in 2017 when I first got into this crypto space. I was completely a newbie. I had no idea what was going on, and I fell for this stuff, and I lost a lot of money, and I've seen a lot of people lose a lot of money with these things. Now, I from time to time I will run into people who assure me that they have one of these crypto trading platforms that's not a Ponzi scheme, and they really are trading, and they really do have this amazing software that guarantees 1% per day or whatever. And maybe there is something like that out there. I don't know. My issue with it is that, first of all, I've seen so many of these things come and go, and none of them are still here. They all disappear after a year or two. And the second issue is that there's no way to distinguish whether or not something is actually legitimate or whether it's a Ponzi scheme with these things. There's no proof of trading that's ever given, really. I mean, sometimes they present sort of screenshots of trades, but you don't really know what they're doing. So it's impossible to distinguish whether something is legitimate or not. So I just stay away from anything that's like a passive investment that's guaranteeing a certain return per day or per month or per week or whatever. So those are the three types of scams, guys. Okay, pyramid schemes, there's no product, right? Cash gifting schemes, you're just paying each other for nothing. Okay, it's going to fall apart. And Ponzi schemes, you're being guaranteed some type of return on an investment without doing any work, and there's actually no investing going on. They're just paying you out from the proceeds that are coming in from other investors. Okay, so those are the three types of scams. They're all over the place, guys. I see them literally constantly. So this idea that, Fraser Brooks or whatever is putting out there that like, oh yeah, oh, it's a pyramid scheme, that's nonsense, that's just ignorant, and corporate America is a pyramid scheme. It's like, no, guys, there's a lot of scams out there. Okay, seriously, there's a lot of scams out there. Now, with that said, I told you that at the end of this video, I would tell you about the business that I am in, that I recommend, that is not a scam. And I know it's not a scam because I've been in it for over 2 years in pre-launch. And this is a company that I believe is going to completely change the world. It is the first of its kind ever guaranteed passive residual income for life. And that sounds completely scammy and way too good to be true. I understand that. But if you stick with me, I'll explain in a nutshell how it works. Basically, what we have here, guys, is a company that has created a suite of products that encompass everything that any business owner would ever need on the internet, including, sales funnel builders, video creation, email systems, link shortening, webinar platforms, print shop, like every tool that exists on the internet that we use as entrepreneurs and as business owners. They've created better versions of them than currently exist that are going to be offered for less money to the public. So millions and millions, if not billions of people are going to be purchasing these products over the next year or two. Attached to this, each position in the company comes with guaranteed traffic and signups. So we have exclusive agreements with the world's biggest traffic providers to provide millions and millions and millions of clicks to our members' websites to help them promote anything that they want, and of course to promote this business itself. So what that means is basically we have the first ever truly self-driving MLM company where everyone is guaranteed to win. It's taken millions and millions of dollars to build this thing and years of time and effort and dedication. And I know that sounds completely too good to be true and insane, but I've been watching private weekly webinars for the last 2 years of the founders talking about this and what's gone into it. And my mind has been absolutely blown. So we are very quickly approaching the launch of this thing. It has not launched yet. We've been pre-building it. But if you'd like to check out more information and possibly jump on something that I believe is going to completely change the internet forever and lift, millions of people out of poverty, literally, I'll have a link below this video where you can check out the information for that offer. This is not a Ponzi scheme, because there's no investment that you need to be, worried whether it's real or not. This is not a cash gifting scheme. You are not paying some buddy of yours, because they told you to. This is not a pyramid scheme because we have real products, the best products that exist on the internet. Okay, this is a real business we're launching as a tech giant, to compete with Amazon, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, the big tech companies. We are set on launch day to be $1 billion company on the day we launch, guys, based on the number of people who are already enrolled as founding members before we even launch. Okay, this is going to be massive. So click the link below to check this out. It is not a scam. It is very real. And if you have any questions, shoot me a message on Facebook, and I'd be happy to chat. With that said, guys, hope you're all having a great day, and we'll talk soon. Bye.